So this week's pose is our bird dog, which we do a lot. It's called Parsvabalasana, which is side child's pose, child's strength. And sometimes people call it sunbird. It's this shape. It's this. I call it bird dog in honor of Tink. It's also called bird dog, but in a gym you might hear it called bird dog more. In a yoga studio they might call it sunbird. But so today we're just going to explore the different benefits of bird dog. And you hear me say sometimes in class to keep that low back straight and that ankle in line with the hip, because that's going to be our core and there's not that spinal flexion. If we bring it up, that's going to be more up to the dip in the low back. That's when we get into the spinal flexion, which that foot is higher. So we're just going to explore the differences in the shape with the legs straight out and our arm forward, as well as rounding. So then we have that movement in the spine. And then when we have this, which is also movement in the spine.
But that's a different move.
So we have this version, and then we have this version. And then we have the straight leg back, which that spine is more neutral. We still have a little bit of natural curvature, but it's not this. It's not dropping the belly. Okay, so that's going to be a different, it's going to have different effects and different benefits. So that spinal mobility, and then also when the back is more flat, that's the strength here in the core and the torso. So yes, so let's start out. We're going to start out on the back with our feet on the floor, knees to the sky, shoulder blades down, and just allow the pelvis to be neutral. It can either have a little bit of a space between that low back and the floor, or if you want, you can just rest that low back on the ground. Just notice what your pelvis does when you change curvature versus space versus no space between that low back. So find what's comfortable and just let yourself drop into your practice. We'll come back to all of that pelvic tilt. But right now we're just going to connect with the breath on the back body. The rise and fall, the belly and the chest. Exhaling and inhaling, just falling into this moment. And just like we were saying before class, this practice, our yoga, just as important as those boosters and masks, keeping us healthy, giving us that connection, our collective consciousness, moving the body, allowing the breath to move with ease, and it's giving our body, mind, and spirit awareness. Intentional awareness for this time is so powerful. Notice the rise and fall of the belly and the chest. Maybe one is more noticeable than the other, and that's okay. Just noticing the body, maybe closing the eyes. One aspect of our practice that's really powerful is our proprioception, which is knowing where your body is in space. So we'll be ground through our feet and our shapes. That's bringing awareness to the feet and that connection with the rest of the body. Noticing the low back on the ground or a little curve. It's knowing where our body is in space. And it's knowing how one movement impacts another. So we can see how integrated our entire system is biomechanically, muscularly, skeletally. A few more breaths here, guys. Now, as you're ready, we're just going to do some pelvic tilts. So let's bring that low back to the ground. So that means you're going to just tuck that pelvis. So those hips are going to kind of rock back and feel that back flat on the ground. And now tilt the pelvis so the sits bones kind of slide across the floor, and then there's a little curve in the back. So we tuck, lower the back flat to the floor, and then we're going to tilt and create that space. So just go ahead and do that a couple more times, just rocking that pelvis. And now wherever you're at with the breath, the next time you bring that low back to the ground, notice how that pelvis feels, notice how that core feels. There's a little bit of effort to keep that low back down. So let's breathe into the belly, keeping that low back down. Maybe feel the side body expand with the breath. Notice how we inhale, the back comes off the ground a little bit. Or we exhale, and then we inhale, bring it down. Exhale, let the breath go. Inhale, and exhale. Draw the breath in, fill that low back, fill the side body. Exhale, let it go. Now just find your natural breath. On your next exhale, hug the knees into the chest. A little Apanasana. Apana is one of the pranavayus. It's a type of energy movement in the body. It moves things down and out. It activates the earth element. You're rocking back and forth on that low back. Anytime you have low back pain, this is a really powerful one for circulation and breath. And now on your next exhale, maybe bring the hands to the outside of that foot, come into your happy baby. So the knees might be kind of parallel with the floor, soles of the feet may be parallel with the ceiling, and you can add a gentle rock if you want, side to side. Now from here, maybe keep those hands on the side of the foot and bring those heels kind of towards the hamstrings, towards the glutes. And with those elbows kind of on the inside of the knees, inside of the legs, bring the chin up between the knees, kind of towards the sky. And this is kind of a reclined crow pose. Flex the feet. Maybe let go of those hands from the feet. And this is a reclined crow. We bring the palms flat towards the sky. When we're in our crow, that's where our palms are, that's where our feet are, that's where our elbows are. Tuck the chin to the chest. And now release the feet, release the hands, bring everything down to Shavasana, pause. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring feet to the floor, mat distance apart, and then we'll exhale to drop the knees over to the right. A little windshield wiper with the knees, we'll be opening up the hip flexors that we just compressed in our reclined crow. Another breath. Now let's exhale to drop the knees over to the left side. Breathing into the front of that right quad, those hip flexors. Inhale. And exhale. Another breath in. Now let's exhale to bring feet to the ground. Knees towards the sky. Inhale to reach up overhead, lengthening through the fingertips. Really stretching out from the torso, from those hips to the bottom of the rib cage. And then let's exhale to bring feet towards the sky, feet parallel with the ceiling, the low back on the ground, and just reach those fingertips towards the sky now too. So the toes and fingers are kind of towards one another. Yeah, kind of like a dead bug. And now slowly let those heels go down towards the earth just a little bit, and the palms go back behind you just a little. Keep the low back to the ground. Lower down the heels a little more. The fingertips a little more behind you. Keep the low back on the ground. When that low back starts to come off the ground, that's when you don't lower anymore. And the breath keeps that low back glued. And the muscles. Lower a little more if you can. A little more if you can. And then when you can't lower anymore with that low back coming off the ground, bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, And then we'll rest. Palms rest behind or up above the head on the ground. And exhale. Another breath in. And now let's exhale to roll over to one side. And then we'll press up to our seated position. Hands and knees, tabletop. Oh, move those feet around. Move those keys out of the pocket. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna move through some cat-cows. So here we're in our tabletop. Let's lower the belly. Those sits bones rotate towards the sky and the heart lifts. This is a movement for the spine. We're gonna pause here in our cow. Moving into the curvature in the back. And then we're gonna exhale to tuck that pelvis, rounding the spine, pressing into the floor, chin to the chest. Breathing in the upper back a little bit, just noticing this curving of the spine here. And then we're gonna inhale to a flat back. And when we say flat back, it doesn't mean that the back is totally flat. This means a natural curve in the spine. So we automatically have a little bit of curvature in the low back and in the neck. Breathe in and out and feel the natural neutral spine. Now let's inhale to extend that left leg back and try not to let us come into that cow back or the cat back. So find that spot where that ankle might be in line with the hip and the low back is neutral, the belly is neutral. Breathe in. Now let's just lower that left foot to the ground. Then we'll inhale to lift that heel back up. Notice all those little muscles between the hips that are working and then around, and they wrap around the belt to the back. And then lower that foot to the ground. We're going to inhale to lift that heel up. We're going to pause here. And we're going to breathe in on an inhale to fill that low back in the front of the belly. And then exhale to let it go. Inhale again. And then exhale to let that knee go down with the breath, walking hands forward, hips over the knees. When we can train our body to brace that low back, and train the breath to serve us in keeping our torso strong, it's a really beautiful gift to help us as we do any movements throughout the day, our hinging, our squatting, those natural movements in the world, our carrying, our lifting, bracing that spine, that core. Let's inhale back up to our table. Exhale, press the earth away. Find that stability in the knees and the hands. And then we're going to inhale to reach that right leg back, flexing the foot, and then find that spot where that low back is neutral. Let's inhale to lift that foot up so we can feel that curve, that lordosis. And then we'll exhale to round and kind of feel the spine, the kyphotic back, and the upper back. And then we're going to inhale to find that neutral spine. So the ankle in line with the hip, neutral low back. Now from here, we inhale and fill that girdle that goes around the belly, back and the front. Exhale, let it go. This awareness of breath. Inhale, fill the belly, the low back, the side body, and the low part of the torso. And exhale, let it go. Inhale one more time. And exhale, bring that right knee to the ground, walking hands forward. Lowering the heart. Inhale. Now exhale, bring those hands under the shoulders, and then we're going to curl the toes under to our downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen out the backs of those legs. Sits bones to the sky. Hands plant. Nice, strong four limbs here, grounded into the earth, breathing in and out. Exhale. Now let's inhale up to our plank pose, and that same idea. Inhale to fill that low belly and that low back, the side body on the lower side of the body, the torso. Notice how that makes a difference in your plank. Let's exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale, look up with the hands. And then we'll inhale to draw that right foot forward. Come on to the ball of that left foot and bring that heel down. That foot might angle towards the long edge. Let's rise up hands to the sky. And now we're gonna just tuck that pelvis just enough. And then breathe into that low belly. Again, bracing that core. Inhale and exhale. Feel how stable and strong you feel in those hips. Now breathe into that low belly. Breathe in. Let's exhale to hinge. Heart parallel with the thigh, arms reach behind us. Reach those fingertips back. Again, breathe into that low belly. Maybe even notice the breath in the mid belly. Exhale, frame the foot with the hands. Inhale, step that left foot forward. Exhale to get there and release the breath. Let the head sway side to side. Inhale. Keep your hands here and reach that right foot back, stepping back into that warrior one foot. The heel comes down. And then as you're ready, grounding that left foot, we're going to rise up. And then exhale to tuck that pelvis just a little, bracing that low core, that low torso, maybe even that mid torso, just feeling it kind of wrap around as if you had a big belt on. And you're going to inhale to fill out that girdle, that breath, that belt. Breathe in. Exhale, relaxing those shoulders out of the ears. Breathe in one more time. And then we're going to exhale, slowly control to hinge at the waist. Hover over that thigh and then reach the fingertips behind you. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to exhale. We're going to inhale to reach that right leg back and find that spot where we have that neutral spine. And breathe into that belly, that pelvic girdle down the base of the torso. Breathe in and out. And now let's inhale to reach that left arm forward. We're going to make a fist with our hands. Make that fist. And reach through the knuckles of that hand forward, reaching the heel back. Feel how strong that torso is. Now, as we come into the knee under the chest, don't round the spine, keep that spine straight. Bring the fist, don't round the elbow like we do sometimes. Bring the fist to the knee, tap that knee with the fist, and then we'll inhale to bring that arm forward. Leg back. Inhale. And then exhale, keep that spine neutral, knee to fist. And then lengthen again. Nice and long, leg goes back, fist forward. Pause here. Make a square with your fist. So move that fist over to the right, then down, over to the left, up, over to the right, down, over to the left, up, pause. Exhale, bring that left hand to the floor. Breathe in, bring that right knee down, and walk the hands forward, lower the forearms down. Give the right wrist a break, put the palms to the sky, open up the shoulders, breathe into that low belly, mid belly, upper chest. So many intricacies to these movements. As we explore them and go deeper within these postures, we notice all the nuances that can make such a difference, that can change the shape. Just like our mountain pose, we never knew it could be so active. Breathe in. And exhale, let's plant the hands to the earth. Pause here in your table. Breathe in. Exhale. And now we're going to inhale to step that right foot forward. Then exhale to curl the toes under and lower that heel down. We're going to rise back up into our lunge. Our Virabhadrasana one. Shoulders forward. Breathe in. And now let's exhale to interlace the hands and press those hands into the thigh. Press those hands into the thigh. Reach the shoulders down. Crown of the head towards the sky. And now let's exhale to hinge. And now straighten that right leg as you come into an expression of Virabhadrasana 3, grounding your right foot, Reaching that left leg behind us, crown of the head forward. That left leg is back. Now let that left hand stay on the thigh, reach that right arm forward. Kind of like a standing bird dog. Notice the difference in balance where that leg is. If it's up high, notice how the heart sinks. That's not a bad thing, but just notice this proprioception. Where your body is in space, how the body affects each other. Breathe in. As you're ready, bend that right knee, just slightly lower that right hand back to the thigh, bring that left foot down, plant the heel, rise back up to Virabhadrasana 1. Maybe your core is a little bit on fire. It should be warm. Breathe in. Exhale, folding forward. You can frame the foot, step that right foot back, plank pose, breathe in. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Pause here. Lift the right foot off the ground and then stretch it long. Lift the left foot off the ground, stretch it long. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in. And then exhale, lower the knees to table. Hands plant. Inhale. Exhale, get this foundation, this stability. And then as you're ready, we inhale, reach that left foot back, flexing the foot. Find that neutral spine. When you have that neutral spine with that left leg back, then we'll inhale to reach that right arm forward and then make that fist. Breathe in. We're going to bring that left knee in and the right fist in, but don't around the spine. Steady and controlled with that torso. Right fist towards the left knee. And then we'll inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Bring the hand for that fist and the knee together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fist and knee together. Pause. Notice what's engaged. Again, it's like you're wearing a belt. And then we're going to inhale to extend the limbs. And now we're going to make that square with the fist. So bring that right fist over to the right, and down, over to the left, up. Really reach through the knuckles. To the right, down, to the left, up. To the right, down, to the left, up. Now pause. Exhale, lower that right hand. Breathe in. Exhale, lower that left knee. And now sit back onto the heels, palms up towards the sky. Balasana. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, look up with the hands. Put those palms down. Inhale to rise up to table. Exhale to step the left foot forward. Inhale, bring the right toes to the ground and that heel. And we'll rise up to that Virabhadrasana 1. Again, giving that awareness to that girdle around the entire torso, filling it with breath. It's like we're bracing, as if you're breathing into that belt. Breathe in. Then exhale, interlace the hands and rest them on that thigh. Press the hands into the thigh, lengthen through the crown of the head, pressing the hands down to create length from the ears to the tops of the shoulders. And then from the hip or the sits bone to the heel, press into that right heel. Breathe in and exhale. One more breath in. Now exhale to hinge forward. Grounding into that left foot, straighten that left leg, reach the right foot off the ground. We're going to set up for that Virabhadrasana 3. Left foot grounds, right leg back. Rest the right hand on the thigh, and we'll inhale to reach that left arm forward. Notice if you kind of straighten that low back, if you tuck the pelvis just a little, that affects the balance. Finding that spot in that low back is going to give you the stability you need. One more breath. Now exhale, lower that left hand to the thigh if you want. You can lower the hands to the ground. And exhale, step that right foot back. Inhale, step the left foot back. Press the earth away. Palakasana. Now inhale to fill the torso with breath. And exhale. Draw those knees towards the hips, filling the torso with your breath. Inhale. Sometimes when I do a plank pose, my legs are what tire first because they're so active. Notice if you can bring awareness to the thighs. And notice why they might get tired in plank. And if you notice your thighs getting tired, you don't notice the shoulders or the torso as much. Where your awareness is where your attention and your experience goes. Let's exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lowering the heels. Resting the heart towards the thighs. Breathe in. Now inhale back up to your plank. Let's bring that right knee, try to keep that low back flat. Bring that right knee towards the left elbow and pause. Breathe in. Now exhale, send that right foot off the left side of the mat onto the floor, yep. And reach that left arm to sky, coming into fallen triangle. Left foot down, right arm, left arm up. Yep. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Now exhale, bring that left hand down. The heart towards the earth, the left ball of the foot onto the ground. Inhale to bring that right foot back to the left. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring the right foot forward in the left and sit down into that malasana. Pressing those hands into, or those elbows into the knees. And then let's bring the arms out. Just towards the ground, opening up the palms, fingertips towards the earth, yep. Inhale. One more breath. Now let's exhale to hinge forward on the balls of the feet, lower the hands down, and then we're going to lift the sits bones, but then we're going to walk back to downward facing dog from our garland pose. Balls of the feet, heels reach towards the earth. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up to your plank. Now here in this plank, we're going to draw those kneecaps towards the hips. But now we're going to bring our awareness to the shoulders, to the upper chest. And do you notice that part of the body might fatigue a little faster? Our experience is equal to where our awareness is. The thighs might not be as tired because we're focused on the shoulders and the upper chest. On your exhale, bring that left knee towards the right elbow and pause. Breathe in and out. One more breath. Now exhale, bring that left foot off the mat towards the ground. Pivot that right foot down. Left hand grounds right arm to sky. Our fallen triangle on the other side. Couple breaths here. Breathe into that low belly torso and use that breath to keep that left side body strong. Press the left hand into the floor. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, step the left foot back. Now we're in plank. Inhale. Exhale, step that left foot towards the hand and the right foot towards the hand. Drop those hips down. Malasana. And then as you're ready, reach those hands out. And now from here, we're going to keep those hands where they are. Okay, breathe in. Exhale, bring those hands into prayer. Breathe in. Now maybe lift that left elbow up just a little so you can lower down that left knee. Bring the right knee kind of to face behind you. So we're going to bring awareness to that low belly and the side body. And exhale, bring that left knee back to malasana. Pause. And then bring that right elbow up just enough to lower that right knee down. The left knee goes to the side a little. And then swivel back to your garland pose. Another breath. Exhale, left knee down, right knee kind of back. Exhale, lower that foot back to the middle, malasana. And as you're ready, that right knee comes down, left knee towards the side. And then exhale back to malasana. Now let's inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Keep those toes pointed outward. Then exhale, bring those hands towards the side body. Inhale. Exhale, point those toes to face forward now. And we'll inhale to reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold into your Uttanasana. Inhale back to plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down the knees, the tops of the feet. And then drop the hips, adjust the hands if you need to, maybe making them wider. And let those hips just drop to the floor. Bring the chest up, opening up the hip flexors. Breathe in. Exhale, curl the toes under to down facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step that right foot forward. On the outside of that right hand, lower that left knee down. Left hand plants. Drop the left hip towards the ground, but then open up the chest towards the right for an expression of lizard. Kind of a lizard crescent lunge twist. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down. And now bring the pinky edge of that right foot to the floor. And we'll come into a more traditional lizard. Maybe coming onto the forearms or just the palms. Breathing into the low belly, entire torso. Exhale, lower that right foot to the ground, lifting the chest and the heart. Bring the left knee under the hip. Walk the hands back towards that left knee. Then bring your right knee to meet the left. Bring the hands down under the table. And now we'll inhale to reach that right leg back, flexing the foot. Find that spot where the spine is neutral. Now we're going to inhale to bring that left arm forward. So now let's find that cow back. Let's bend that right knee just a little bit. Drop the belly and lift the left arm to the sky. Feel the difference in the low back. And now let's exhale, rounding the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend the left arm forward, reach that right foot to sky, coming into an expression of our bird dog. Exhale, round the spine, knee to elbow. Now inhale, extend the left arm forward, the right leg straight back, finding that neutral spine. And now we're going to inhale a few breaths here just to fill the torso with breath. Exhale, lower that left hand, lower the right knee, and then sit back in your child's pose. Maybe make a wide-legged child's pose. And I know it's a little bit more of a stretch between those sits bones on the back bone, between the pelvis. Exhale. Breathe in. And now exhale, rock it forward, coming into that table. Knees down, hands plant. And then inhale, reach out with the left foot between, on the left side of that left hand. The right leg, the right knee, get your balance. And then we're just gonna drop the left pinky edge of the foot just a little bit. And then bring that left arm to the sky, coming into like a lizard twist. Dropping the right hip flexors towards the ground. Exhale, bring that left hand to the earth. Finding a more traditional lizard, coming on that pinky edge side of the foot. Hip flexors drop. Uttam Pristahasana. And now exhale to bring that left foot to the ground. Walk the hands towards that right knee. Bring your right knee underneath the hip. Bring that left leg down. And then we'll inhale to swing that left leg back. Hands plant. Inhale, reach that right arm forward. So now that neutral spine. And then as you're ready, bend that left knee. Drop the belly. Bring the left foot to sky. Right arm can come up. And then exhale, round the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale, bring that left foot to the sky, the right arm forward, the right thumb can come up to the sky. And then exhale, round, knee to elbow. Inhale, left foot to sky, right thumb up towards the ceiling. And then last time, exhale, knee to elbow. Now inhale, find the length, that neutral spine, left heel back, right arm forward. Hips parallel to the ground. Breathing into the low back, side body, low belly. And then see if you can direct the breath and fill out the entire torso with breath. Now we'll exhale, lower that right hand, lower that left knee. Walk the hands forward, coming into puppy pose. The palms plant, maybe the forearm, dropping the heart towards the earth. Opening up across the front of the chest, the upper back. Breathe in. Exhale. Now let's exhale to bring the shoulders over the elbows. So kind of rock forward and then send both of those legs nice and long. Maybe even lift the right leg up, reach it back and place it back down on the ground. Reach the left leg back, place it down top of the foot to the ground, and then press that pubic bone, press the low belly into the earth and let that heart rise. Exhale, press the elbows, forearms, palms down. And then maybe you pull those elbows towards the hips and those hips towards the elbows. Shalamba Bhujangasana. Inhale. Now let's exhale to slowly bring that chin to the chest, let that back round, and then kind of come up onto the knees, the hips or thighs hover just a little. Feel that low back? Feel the difference? Now let's lower down the thighs, let a little curve come to that low back so we can come into our Sphinx. Exhale to press the thighs down into the earth. Breathe in. And now let's exhale to press the knees down to lift the thighs off the ground and round that low back, kind of chucking the pelvis, chin to chest. Inhale, lowering the thighs, letting our lumbar spine curve again to come into Sphinx. And then exhale, press the knees down, lift the thighs, chin to chest, round that low back. You should feel your core working. Breathe in, let's pause here. Inhale. Now with control, we're gonna exhale, press the weight into that right forearm, the right arm, bring the left hand underneath the shoulder, press into that left hand and bring the right hand underneath that right shoulder, and we find our table, knees under hips. Sway the hips side to side. And then as you're ready, bring that right foot on the outside of that right hand, the left hand on the outside, left foot on the outside of that left hand, drop those hips. Round the spine, press the hands together, really rounding here, letting those hips drop and lengthen through that spine. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. Let's exhale to lift the head just a little bit. Let go of the elbows pressing into the knees. Bring the hands behind you. And then we're going to exhale to plant those hands, plant the hips, bring the feet to the floor. Find a boat pose. Heels down, palms up maybe. Palms maybe shine towards each other. Now pay attention to that low back. We want it to be that bird dog back. We don't want it to be, see how it's rounded? We don't want it rounded. We don't want it like that. We want that bird dog neutral spine. So if I were to go right to table, it's this. And if I'm in my boat pose, my back didn't move. So our boat, it's that core. So now we breathe into that torso. This is where we're going to punch us in the belly to breathe into if we have a belt around us. And now we'll lower those heels, keeping that back tight, palms down. Just those sits bones, lower down to the hands, the forearms, lowering down onto the back. And then when you get to that back, hug the knees to the chest. Uttanasana. And now we'll exhale, bring our hands to the outside of the feet. Ananda Balasana, happy baby. We're just rewinding now, going back to where we started. From here, bring those heels towards the hamstrings, towards the glutes. Let those elbows press into those knees. Flex the feet towards the sky, coming to your supine crow. Feel that low back. Feel the low back press into the floor. That's your crow pose. Our core is active in crow. As you're ready, relax the feet. Bring the hands to the shins. Hug the right knee in, let the left leg come long. And then bring that right knee across the left leg over to the left side of the mat. Coming into a gently coming into a supine twist. Moving the spine here in this direction now. One more breath. Exhale, bring that knee to the middle. Bring the left knee in. Send the right leg long. Hug that left knee into the chest, and as you're ready, gently bring that left knee across the body over to the right side of the mat. Exhale to bring that knee back to the middle. Bring both feet to the floor, side by side. And then let those knees fall out towards the ground, coming into your reclined butterfly. Notice there's a little curve in the back. That's okay. A curve in the back, that low back not being on the floor isn't a bad thing. We're just bringing our awareness to the other parts of the body when we have that back on the ground or off the ground. It's the pelvis. And notice what happens to the chest and the shoulder blades when there's that curve in the low back, as well as the neck. Maybe bringing the breath into a 4-count inhale and 4-count exhale. And now let's bring the feet to the ground, push knees to the sky, shoulder blades on the ground, and then lift that pelvis, bring the low back to the earth. The low back is flat. Bring the feet maybe hip width distance apart. And then as you're ready, with that back flat on the ground to start, let's exhale, press the feet to the ground, drive those hips up to the sky, pause, maybe shimmy the shoulder blades underneath the chest. Pausing in our bridge here. And then exhale, lower down the back to the earth, low back to the ground, and pause. When you get there, you can let that pelvis rock forward, giving a little space between the low back and the ground. And then exhale to bring that low back to the ground, the pelvis tucks. Exhale, press the feet down, hips to the sky. And then let's lower down with control. Everything to the earth. Let the back splits come to the ground. And pause and rest. Shavasana. Yeah, let the breath go. Breathing in and out, just allowing yourself to rest here in the bliss of your practice, in the awareness. Maybe thanking your body for all that it can do. And Shavasana is where we let go of any effort. So let that torso, that core, let it relax. You're not breathing into that belt anymore. You're letting everything integrate and relax. Bring awareness to the big toe pad of both of your feet. And that pinky toe pad on each foot. And the heel. Perhaps thank the feet for allowing you to walk, to stand, to hinge, to squat, to carry, to twist. Bring awareness to your hips and your shoulders. Thanking those joints, parts of the body. The knees, the elbows, the wrists and the hands. And let's breathe in, visualizing breathing in through the right nostril. And visualize exhaling out the left. Inhale through the left. And visualize exhaling out the right. And find your natural breath. And as you're ready, with awareness of how that low back interacts with the hips, with awareness on how the shoulders and shoulder blades interact with the hips, and the low belly and the whole torso interacts with each other. Bring yourself up to seated. And when you get to seated, just notice if you naturally have just a little bit of that low back kind of with a curve, or if you kind of forward or if it's more back. And that's just your natural spine. Like when you stand, you might notice if you have more curve in the low back or less. It's becoming more and more aware of our own bodies. Let's exhale. Draw the breath in. Exhale, maybe sigh. We'll inhale to release. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.